Okay, now that we've got our vector 2 points and our 2 points in the Rhino model, we can simply reference them into this component. So we'll grab a couple points components, copy that, I'll reference this one as that point, and this one there. Now we plug those in to point A, point B, and move this vector here. Cool, we can see these points have been moved perpendicular to this face. However, let's say we want a little bit more control over the distance of this. We can do this easily by adding a division component. And we'll plug that into A. And for B, we can do 0.001 up till 2.00. And if we plug that into B and that into the motion, and adjust the slider, we can see we now have a lot more control over how far these points go. Okay, great. Now we are ready to start actually connecting these curves. So what we want to do is connect top to middle to bottom. And we want to connect them using lines, but we can't just use this simple line component because it only gives us 2 inputs. To solve this, we can use a polyline component. Okay, so we can grab the points from here, plug that in, and then do the same from these points. So we'll grab the bottom one, put them in, these points, put them in, and the bottom ones, put them in. But it doesn't give us the result we want. That is because we've got to graft these top and bottom inputs. Now if we see that, great, that's exactly what we want. So let's hide the rest of this for now. Okay, so right now it creates a straight edge between all of these. Let's say you don't want this really sharp corners between each one of these slats and you want it to be a bit more curved. All you need to do is add a fillet component. Plug that in, and then you can simply adjust the radius. So if we hide this one, let's make it a bigger radius. You can see these are now curved. Okay, now we're ready to start actually building the geometry, the slats. So we want to use square slats, and we want a slat for each one of these curves perpendicular to this curve. To do that we can use a sweep, but how do we let Grasshopper know we want them to be perpendicular? We can use perp frame component and plug that in, and we'll just want to make sure we right click and reparameterize that input, and then for the parameter we can just set it as 1. From there we can bring in a rectangle component, and the plane will be each one of these perpendicular frames that we have, and the size, I'll keep them at 100. So there'll be 100 by 100 mil slats. Now if we zoom in here, we can see those rectangles. And all we have to do now is simply sweep them. So we can grab the sweep 1 component, and our rail will be these filleted curves. And our sections will be this rectangle. Awesome. There we have our slatted facade. Let's grab a custom preview. That looks pretty cool. Now, the great thing is, if we wanted, say, we didn't like this curve, we wanted it to be sharp, we can simply go back here, set this back to 0, gives us a sharp slat, and of course you can simply move this curve or edit it and it will change the position of this wave. Thank you for watching.